This is actually the very first time that I make pour-over coffee. Usually I have a machine at home. I'm currently on a business trip in Berlin, and today's video is not about a backpack or traveling in general, but I wanted to talk to you about something completely different and try out this vlog style for, talking about the killer of joy. Alright, so my very first sip of my very first pour-over coffee. Yeah, it's alright for the very first try. So, what I wanted to talk to you about in this video is there is a sentence that is called "Comparison is the thief of joy," or rather, comparison is the killer of joy. Sounds a little bit more catchy, right? I believe in 2020, or in the last few years that is, this sentence became more apparent and has more weight to it, especially in 2020, where everything seems to go the completely wrong way. We all stay at home, we watch a lot of YouTube, be in social media, and are looking forward to a time that is more normal, let's say it that way. So with that, we all look at other lives, at other things, and especially yesterday Amazon Prime Day started, and I also started looking for new items, for instance new phones or a camera that I'm shooting on at the moment, and let me explain. So with all of the lockdown, I personally spend even more time on social media, watch YouTube videos, and start to compare stuff. Let's start with the most simple thing ever. Yesterday was also the Apple keynote with the iPhone, and I don't use an iPhone, but in the next few days, I believe today is the OnePlus announcement of the next new phone. I have been using my OnePlus 7 Pro for a year, so it's not that old, but you see these new items and then you start to compare those items with your item that you own, and you feel like, oh no, my phone is now very old. Or I'm currently testing the Blackmagic cinema camera. I compare it to this camera that I'm traveling with, the Sony a6300. And I feel like this camera I don't like it that much anymore. So I start to compare the new stuff to my old stuff that I own and that it's still working very well. And I become unhappy with these items. And if we continue this sentence or this philosophy of comparison is the thief of joy or the killer of joy, if you start to apply this to other things that are more important, like your life, for instance, with social media, you look at all of those great social media accounts of all of those YouTubers that are traveling a lot, and you're sitting at home in the lockdown and you try to be responsible, not to go outside, not to travel anymore, and then you look at all those Instagram posts in Bali and some beaches, and then you're like, I kind of want to go outside as well, but you try to be responsible, stay at home, be in the lockdown. But you start to compare your current situation with highly edited situations on social media, like those beach pictures. They don't even have to be from the current time, even just that they post pictures from a beach, from past traveling. I mean, you also can apply this to comparing your current situation with your past situation. So the sentence "comparison is the thief of joy" or the killer of joy is pretty much applicable to everything that we are going through at the moment, be it comparing your phone or any other item that you own to the new apparently best thing that is out there. And when we're really honest to ourselves, then we realize that the iPhone, the Android phone that we own at the moment are working very well. Or yeah, comparing yourself or looking at social media and comparing yourself or your lives with your own past life or other lives of famous social media stars or other people, even your friends, that will make you unhappy at some point. But what's the solution to this then? So yeah, what's the solution then? I guess I have a practical tip for items that you are craving and that you want to buy because you are comparing the new item with your current old item. So with any item that I'm craving to buy, be it a camera or a new phone, what I usually do is I put that item into a shopping cart and then I wait at least 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, usually I either realize that that was just a craving and that my old current item is still good enough. Furthermore, I use the method that I use in my how to make a buying decision video that you can find in the info tab above. And I basically look at all of the negatives of my current item and the item that I want to upgrade to and try to figure out if my old item is actually not working anymore for my use case and the new item actually has enough benefits to make that upgrade really worth it. But usually with that evaluation period, I realize that the item that I already have is working very well, especially with phones or cameras. Usually the camera that you already own or the phone that you already own is actually pretty good, and the new item that has been announced is probably better, but your current item is still working very well. So yeah, but what's the solution for your own life, your current situation, like traveling, for instance, with all of the lockdown, and work, be it YouTube, social media in general, so all of the subscriber numbers, all of the likes, and yeah, comparing yourself in general to everyone else, basically. That's a pretty hard question to answer that I'm currently thinking about a lot. The easiest answer probably is don't compare yourself to others, but we're human, and yeah, when we are getting bored, we look at social media or we watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. And if you are a content creator and you potentially also want to earn money with being a creator, then obviously you take a look at all of the numbers. On YouTube, every single video, right beneath the title of the video, there is the view count. You inevitably, is that the right word? You're basically forced to look at that number. And then you obviously compare at least your old video to the new video and you ask yourself, I put so much effort into that video, why doesn't it perform the same way? And yeah, going back to social media, you scroll through Instagram and then you see all of those travel vloggers with their pictures from Bali or from any other beach, and you're sitting at home being responsible and yeah, being at home locked down, and then your mind starts to compare your current situation, your life, to the other side, let's call it that way. And that's when the thief, the killer of joy, comes in and takes all of your joy away, because then you view your situation from a completely unrealistic perspective. Yeah, as mentioned, the easiest way would be just don't compare yourself or don't go to social media. And from a very practical and objective way, that's probably the easiest. But as mentioned, we're human. We like to scroll through social media and take a look at other people. And yes, there is the argument that comparing yourself, especially when it comes down to business, comparing yourself to others sometimes gives you the fuel or the motivation to be as good or better than the other person. But I feel like that comparing yourself and having the motivation to grow or to compete, and comparing yourself to others and that being the killer of joy, I feel like the negatives completely outweigh the positives for my perspective. So I feel like it's not only about not comparing yourself, but also about reflecting on what you have and what you have achieved and what you can make out of your situation, be it this lockdown, for instance, or the past lockdown and the whole quarantine pandemic situation in this world, that you take a look at what you have. Just like with the items, take a look at your life, take a look at what you have achieved, and be proud of yourself. And if there is something that you potentially would like to improve and like to change, then don't forget what you have already accomplished and what you have made out of yourself and how you have developed your life, basically. Then try to see, okay, these are the areas I like to improve, and then work on those. But don't compare yourself to something that might be unrealistic. For instance, I live in Hamburg. We have a beach, but there is no sun. Maybe 1 month, a year or something, we have a sun combined, I mean, from time frame. It would be pretty unrealistic to be like, oh, I wish I would live somewhere where there is always sun and there is a beach and stuff like that. Having some vacation sometimes is great, but still, then take a look at where you live. I love Hamburg. Hamburg is awesome, has a lot of great places, and that's what I mean. Just look at what you have. Look at where you are, what you have accomplished. Whenever you feel like you aren't enough because you have compared yourself to other things, be it on social media or, I don't know, on TV or whatever. So yeah, that would be my advice. Just if you ever feel that you want to compare yourself or feel a little bit down because you see all those great things, probably a lot of edited and therefore unrealistic things on social media or other things, then take a look at what you have. The same goes with numbers. For me, it's like subscriber count on YouTube. I feel like I look at other channels like vlogging channels or commentary. That's a good example. I look at commentary channels and I feel like that's not that much effort to do so. And they have such a high subscriber count compared to my channel and all the effort that I put into these videos. And then I feel like to get a little bit down. But then I see my number and I see like, oh, there are so many people watching this video. It doesn't matter, or so many people are subscribed to my channel. It doesn't matter that I'm not as big as those channels. That was just a very easy comparison in terms of numbers and effort. Yeah, take a look at what you have and then be grateful for what you have instead of comparing yourself too much to other outside things. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts about comparison is the killer of joy, and how do you deal with that? Yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and like always, if you have any more questions, yeah, also comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And please feel free to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell icon so you won't miss the next videos. Thank you very much.